Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How you feeling? Yes, this is your girl Tysheen, and I'm back with another video. Yes, I'm back with another video. So this one is 10 most miserable towns in the UK. Now, I wonder why it's so miserable. Why is it miserable? Is the people miserable? Is there a reason why they're miserable? Maybe the cost of living is too high over there and that's why they're miserable. Maybe the crime. It could be anything. So let's find out why these places are the most miserable places in the UK. Scooch over it.
10 most miserable towns in the UK. Many of the towns in the UK are not doing too badly in terms of basic amenities. The quality of life in those towns is higher even than in places recognised as cities in other countries. Still, it can't be said that all these towns are having it equally. Assessing the standard of living and quality of life in the UK as a whole, we can describe certain towns in the UK as miserable. Granted, those towns are not inherently terrible, yet the situation there is not acceptable in the light of what we see in other villages, towns and cities in the UK. In this video, we shall be discussing the 10 most miserable towns in the UK. 10. Cumbernauld, Scotland. We will start our discussion with a town in Scotland. To give you a hint, this is the first of the 3 Scottish towns on this list of the 10 most miserable towns in the UK.
Damn.
We are talking about Cumbernauld, a large town in North Lanarkshire with an area of 8.3 square miles or 21.5 square kilometres. Under normal circumstances, it should be a city because of its city-like huge population of 51,000. It has not shed that horrible description as Scotland's most dismal town. Truly speaking, this town is lacking in anything of the good things you would find in Glasgow or Edinburgh. The centre of Cumbernauld has been described as the Kabul of the North. This says it all. Whatever you know about Kabul has its miniature in this miserable town. 9. Grimsby, England. The first of the 5 cities in England on this list is Grimsby. Maybe we should stop calling it Great Grimsby. If it were great indeed, this port town and the northeast Lincolnshire administrative centre on the south bank of the Humber estuary would have all amenities that would make it rank among the best. But the comments from its residents and one-time visitors indicated that life is miserable in this place that has been voted several times as one of the worst places to live in England.
What?
Therefore, the town of around 100...
That's such a nice house. Damn, the guy's boarded up. Damn.
1,000 residents is one of the most miserable towns in the UK.
It looks bended.
Its entire area of 88 square miles or 230 square kilometres has been ranked the 18th worst place to live a while ago.
What are they doing? So what are the prime minister doing? What's the government doing? This is sad. I hate to see places are like that abandoned, and there's no, you can tell there's no love into it because, well, we all know it's money. Money's involved in this, you know. Well, lack of money, I should say. That's sad.
Airdrie, Scotland. Back in Scotland, we are now examining Airdrie, a town in North Lanarkshire. It also is one of the most miserable towns in the UK. The town, on a plateau with an elevation of 400 feet or 130 metres above sea level, is about 12 miles or 19 kilometres east of Glasgow city centre. During its industrial heyday in the 19th century, coal mining and cotton milling were the major industries. No one could then think of this former industrial town as miserable. However, the exit of those industries has made life there miserable to the extent of being branded the most dismal town in the UK. The PR manager for the town admits it deserves its grim reputation as the worst in Scotland.
Damn.
The town is boring and the buildings are ugly.
Well, damn. If you're being so negative, it's gonna stay like that. Gotta be positive. It's ugly and boring. Well, damn. Something's in my eye.
7. Hartlepool, England. The second England town on this list of the most 10 miserable towns in the UK is Hartlepool. This is another large town that normally should be given a city status if it's not as miserable as this. The port town, which is the administrative centre of the borough of Hartlepool, has a population of over 100,000. It is the largest settlement
That
in the
church.
ceremonial county of
Damn.
Durham. Hartlepool became miserable as a result of deindustrialisation. In other words, the town might not suffer this lot if it had not been industrialised in the first place. Unfortunately, when the steelworks started to close down in the 1970s and 80s, unemployment became widespread on a larger scale.
But now it's
6. Rhyl,
Fly.
Wales. The only Welsh town on this list is Rhyl. Could this be an indication of a more convenient standard of living in Wales? Unfortunately, the seaside resort and community in the county of Denbighshire in Wales finds its way here. With its population of less than 30,000, it is within the boundaries of Flintshire on the northeast coast at the mouth of the River Clwyd. The popular I Live Here website has since 2017 been ranking Rhyl among the top 10 most miserable places in Wales. Also, the Welsh Government figures state that this town contains the most deprived places in Wales. 5. Scunthorpe, England. Scunthorpe, known as the
Sad.
Industrial Garden Town because it is a predominantly industrial town, is the largest steel processing centre in the United Kingdom. It is the third largest settlement in Lincolnshire and actually its main administrative centre. But it is here as one of the 10 most miserable towns in the UK. The town is bland with nothing to see. It has no rich history. Nothing interesting such as carnivals, sports and tourism is happening in the town. Even as an industrial town, it only has the relics of the past. The town has no top-class restaurants, bars, music and nightlife.
so as a community, we have to get together and do something about that. I don't know what the people are doing over there in these places, and the reason why it's like that because there's no tourist attraction at all. Even though some places don't want that, they really don't want that. They want their town to just be friend. We call it family friendly. Family friendly. But there's no money being put in. So a lot of negative things is gonna happen in that town. 'Cause there's no money being put in. So yeah, it's kind of sad though. They need to do something. Somebody gotta come up with something.
4. Larkhall, Scotland. The last of the 3 Scottish localities among the most miserable towns in the United Kingdom is Larkhall, a town in South Lanarkshire. Located 14 miles or 23 kilometres southeast of Glasgow, it is situated on high ground between the River Clyde and the Avon Water. With a population of 15,030, this town has a huge reputation as Scotland's most sectarian community. And this is exactly what makes it miserable. If you ask the average person what image the name Larkhall conjures up, the most likely answer you'll get are tattoos, Rangers tops and Protestant marching bands. Quite depressing. 3. Blackpool, England. Back in England again, we want to show you the situation in the town of Blackpool so that you can make up your mind about its inclusion on this list. According to a popular journal with credible rankings of cities and towns in the UK, Blackpool is among the worst places to live in the country. For instance, the Legatum Institute, which
The worst. I've seen a video about that too. It was on the list. The worst place to live. Damn. Ugh, this is depressing. I'm sorry, y'all. This is depressing.
ranked 170 areas for their prosperity, measured each place's economic success alongside residents' well-being. Blackpool finds a place only in the last quarter. Also in the ranking of the seaside towns by the Office for National Statistics, Blackpool has the highest level of deprivation among the 31 locations analysed. We assure you trust these figures and their sources enough to conclude on the basis of their findings that Blackpool is the third most miserable town in the UK. 2. Luton, England. If things are going well for Luton the way they should, it should have been given city status. Unfortunately, as a large town, borough and unitary authority area of Bedfordshire, it remains what it is. No thanks to the poor quality of life there. Situated in the southeast of England region just for administrative purposes, it is only about 30 miles away from London. Why can't the top quality of life in London radiate to Luton? Even with its population of 231,500 residing on an area of 16.74 square miles or 43.35 square kilometres, it is one of the most populous and largest towns without city status in the UK. And it can't have this status because even as a town, it's one of the worst, according to a vote on Reddit and other sources. 1. Corby, England. It's nobody's fault that Corby is listed as the topmost of the 10 most miserable towns in the UK.
Number 1.
Corby has been ranked several times in the top 10 worst places to live in the UK by several bodies.
Damn.
Located 23 miles or 37 kilometres northeast of Northampton, Corby was the administrative centre of the borough of Corby between 1974 and 2021, with its size of about 7.5 square miles or 19.5 square kilometres. It is no surprise that this town in Northamptonshire, England, is on this list at all. We can even say Corby has been the black sheep of the cities, towns and villages in Northamptonshire, being the only one there to make the list, and many other listings of worst towns, dismal towns, and now the most miserable towns to live not only in England but also in the country as a whole. Corby, no doubt, is the most miserable town in the UK. Now, do you agree that these are the 10 most miserable towns in the UK?
Yeah, comment below. Let me know if you think that this is do you agree with this list? I wouldn't know. I don't live there, so I wouldn't know. I never experienced these places. But you would tell me if you agree with this or not. Do you want to add any place else on this list? This is sad. I don't even know why I choose this video. This was so depressing. I hate to hear things like this. This is sad. That's to show you that I don't know what the people are doing over there. I don't think people even care. I guess I don't know. I guess they gave up. I don't know. They need to talk to the governor. They need to talk to somebody. They need to talk to the prime minister. Who's the new prime minister now? Did the other prime minister left? Because I know the other one was leaving. But yeah, this was sad. I'm sorry. This was depressing. And the place has so much potential, you know. It just needs some love. That's all it needs. It needs love. And people probably just accept it and they don't care anymore. They probably tried and, you know, they probably said, you know what, forget it. There's nothing else we could do. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? But anyway, make sure you check these videos out and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you lovely people. Take care. Peace. This is sad. Real sad.